Good morning, everyone, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. I am bringing you a Christmas look today. My intention is to make it a glamorous Christmas look. And I'm so sorry. I meant to have this video up yesterday because I know a lot of you are going to be so busy today and probably won't even have a chance to view videos, if all. But if you do, it'll be so late at night. And I did want to create a look that, you know, if you're going out to friends or families' homes today, that this look could be kind of glamorous and inspirational. However, I started the look yesterday. I finished the eyes and I was getting ready to do my base, but all through the look, my stomach was hurting so bad. And there's even one part in the video where you can see like my forehead was just drenched in sweat. And so I said, well, maybe I'm going to stop the video, you know, because I was just getting ready to start my base. I was going to stop the video and go lay down and then come back to it, but I couldn't. So hence the video is going to be a little late, but still I wanted to bring it to you and maybe get it up in time for some of you if you're leaving the house, that this could be a look that you would like to create. You don't have to have the same palette, but if you have shades that are similar, you can still create this look. So let's get into it. I'm in my dining room area today. Seems like this is like the best lighting. So I thought we would just switch things up and move into this area. Now the palette that I'm using today is by Cosmic Brushes. Surprise, surprise. It's their Christmas palette or holiday palette. It's called 'Tis the Season. And this is the outer packaging. And this eyeshadow palette does have pressed pigments in it. And on the back, it lets us know which shadows can be used around the eyes and which shadows are not to be used around the eyes. But I don't really pay attention to that, really. Because according to this, there will be only 3 shadows that could be used around the eyes. And we have a whole palette to go. So yeah, I don't really pay attention too much to that. But we're just gonna jump in with whatever shades we want to use. Hold on, my nephew is texting me. Aw, sweet baby. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in. We're gonna start off by priming. Oops. We're gonna start off by priming our eyes. And let me just first show you the palette. It's the same as the outer carton. And this is what the palette looks like on the inside. And this is really true. The picture that's showing is true to what the palette looks like. So I don't know if I'm going to do exactly what I did yesterday, but we'll see how everything goes. But first, I want to start off by priming my eyelids. Yesterday, I used the Fenty Beauty primer, but today I am going to use, if I can get it out, our MAC Paint Pot in Contemplated State. This, for me, is a very nice primer. It's a base. And when I use certain shadows, like pressed pigments, I do like to put down a eyeshadow base. I learned this from Lynette. And I think that this will just enable the shadows to stick a little bit better, to show up a little bit better, and just perform a little bit better. And this is what contemplated state looks like in the pot. I've been doing iced coffee, so it's good to have hot coffee today. Okay, so let's get started because I'll be talking too much. Okay, so the first shade that I do want to go in with is called Ginger. It's a light shade, but I like to do this because I do take my eyeshadow up. A lot of people just sometimes will set the eyeshadow just right here on the lid, but because my eyes are so hooded, I go up over the lid. So I'm gonna go in with this light shade called Ginger, and it's right here. And I also will use this shade to blend out the next shadow. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of ginger. Doesn't really even show up on top of the MAC paint pot. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm thinking about doing a halo eye. So for today, I'm thinking about doing a halo eye. So I think I'm going to go in with the shade 'Tis the Season. This shade right here. I'm going to go in with this shadow. I don't know if I want something fluffier, or if this will do. I'm still learning this camera, you guys. I'm still learning it. I have found out that lighting is definitely the key. That's why I moved in here. I don't have any settings. I had settings on it, but oh my gosh, they were horrible. I was so dark. And everything I tried to do, I couldn't fix it. So I went ahead and reset all the settings, and then this is just a setting that's supposed to be, you know, if you don't know what you're doing with your camera, it kind of is kind of like the intellectual setting where it just does everything for you. Okay, so this is what the eye look is looking like so far. No, that's my nephew again. Sorry. Oh, I'm so hot. I don't know if I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna do this other eye now. Ugh, I don't know. This eye is always so hard. If you're new here, this eye is really a lot more hooded. I went to see the doctor about it because sometimes it obscures my vision. So it just is really hard because it's more meaty right here, and it's hard to get the shadows to show up because that more meatier part just engulfs the shadow. It just swallows it up so you can't even hardly see it. Now I gotta come over here and kind of alter this eye. Okay, so I feel like looking up helps a little bit. So this is the eye look that I did start to create yesterday. I haven't done anything different other than eyeshadow primer. And like I said, this is supposed to be a glamorous look. This is not a look that I would do for my workday slays. I save these types of videos for when I don't have to go to work and I want to, you know, kind of do something a little bit more vamped up or out of the box from what I would do for work. Okay, so here's the eyes so far. Now I'm going to get my, now I'm going to moisten my lips. I love this Juvia's Place. This is the Nubian Glow Lip Balm. I like this so much. It's almost like a lip gloss, but it feels so good on the lips. This is in the scent shade or whatever, Mango. It's so glossy, so thick. And gosh, they don't make this anymore. I wish they did. I definitely would buy it. I just caught a whiff of it. Never have smelled it before. Okay, in the center of my eye, I'm going in with this NYX Glitter Primer. So funny, I had this for so long. So long. Oh, I hope this turns out nice. I'm just gonna put this in the center of the eye. Now there is a shade that I saw yesterday. I'm gonna use it again today. I think it's just so pretty when I swatched it, and I'll swatch it for you guys. Should I do swatches of the entire palette? If I do, I'll do it at the end. I'm looking at this shade called Holly. So pretty, you guys. Looking at this shade called Holly. This one right here. Oh my gosh, it's like a forest green. It's so pretty. Okay, so far we've gone in with this shade, and now I want to go in with the shade right above it, or if you're looking, I guess right below it, this shade right here. This shade is called Candlelight. This is what it looks like. I just like it. It is so pretty. I mean, there are so many other shades that I could go in with. Like for instance, ooh, hold up. This is pretty. I don't want to do a monochromatic look though. I just swatched this shade right here. It's called Fairy Lights. It's this one right here. Hold please, my nephew is not gonna stop. Okay, I don't want to mess around and use too much of my battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick to the plan. These children are just going crazy. Aww. Okay, let me just keep on going. These children are not gonna let me get any work done. Good night. Okay, let's go in with the shade Candlelight. That was the first shade I showed you guys. This phone is just gonna have to just keep going off. Oh, I have such better light than I did yesterday. It was kind of late and the weather was really dreary, kind of like it is today, but the lighting situation is better. I don't know. I like that this isn't one of those yellow golds, because I really don't like those yellow golds. Yeah, I messed around and forgot to buy a meat tenderizer. So my plan, let me just turn this on mute, because as y'all see, it's not gonna stop. And this shadow is pigmented so that I don't even feel like I need to go in with my finger. This is what the eyes are gonna look like. I don't feel like this eye is exactly the same as this eye, but you know, we'll work it out. Yeah, I like this eye better than this eye, but it just needs to be blended. But we're gonna stop right there, and then I'll go back and blend it. Oh, look at this shade called Cranberries. Oh, this is a duochrome. Oh, goodness. I should have swatched this palette first. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, goodness. It looks green. I don't know if you guys can tell. It looks green. Oh, man. I'm definitely going to do some more looks with this palette. That is gorgeous. Okay, this is all we're going to do to the eyes. I'm going to have to go back and blend and everything, but that's okay. That's good for now. I'm going to wash my hands, and then we'll come back and start on our complexion. Okay, so when I think about glam, when I think about a glam makeup look, I do have two foundations in my Shop My Stash that I think will do the trick. The first one is, when I'm thinking about glam, this Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation, and I have the shade 6-in-1 Mocha. This is definitely a glam foundation. Also, when I think about glam, I have this Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear Care and Glow foundation, and this is in the shade 510N right here. For today, I think I am going to use the Estee Lauder. Now, Um, First, let me prime my face. I'm not going anywhere today, so I am just looking nice for the holiday. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty. This is their Water Jelly Primer. Right here. And I'm gonna go in with this primer because I feel like the Estee Lauder can be, you know, can give you that makeup look if you use too much. And also, if I'm not mistaken, it may be a matte foundation. I don't know if I'll be able to tell because I think they have reformulated it. So the new one I don't think is a matte foundation, but I still have the old one. Okay, so we have that on. So let's just go in with our Hard Candy Sheer Envy Mattifying Primer. It says it wears for hours, help to mattify and control oil. Let's just go in with this. And I just want to use this just in the areas that I would get the most shine from. Okay. Now, because this is such a full coverage foundation, and generally I buy full coverage foundations, but I always say that I don't particularly go for full coverage. But I don't want to. Lately I've been doing my foundation with a brush, but because I know I'll get the most pigment from a brush, I'm going to go in with a sponge to kind of shear it out just a little. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. And we'll go in. Not using sunscreen because it's very overcast, even though you still should use sunscreen whether it's overcast, but I'm not leaving this house today. So I'm good, I think. So I'm just going to blend it out with this sponge. Less is your best option. Instead of going in with a lot of foundation, less is more. Now I do want to look glam today. And I think I can still achieve it without overdoing it with the foundation. Okay, here we go. Next up, we're going to go in with our concealer. I think I want to go in with my Pat McGrath. And I'm going to use the shade MD22. I love this Pat McGrath concealer. It's so creamy and the coverage is so good. This mirror that I'm looking in definitely needs cleaning. I just put a subtle highlight underneath the brow. I didn't really want to carve them out. I just wanted to kind of add just a little something there without making it so defined. I always have to make sure right in this area that the concealer has not gathered. What do we need to do now? Okay, so what we're going to do now is let's go in with some bronzer. Even though this is a glam look, we're going to use drugstore for our bronzer, and we're going to use our Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, and this is in the shade Dark to Deep. And I do like to just mix them. I like to mix both of these shades. Now, if I were contouring, I don't even know if I would use this by itself because it's so deep. But I do like to kind of mix them together. Maybe we'll try contouring today, I don't know. So I go in with Sculpt and then Contour, and I just tap into both of them. And then I make sure I have it on the bristles. And because I like to lift my face, I go up. I don't want it so rounded to make my face look any more fuller than it is. But I kind of contour going, I kind of bronze the face going up. Just to have that lifted look. Then to try to get rid of this double chin, I just go right under here and try to add a little shadow here. And I do not like to neglect the hairline area. Plus, you know, if you bring your concealer out, you want to make sure that it's blended right around here. And to do that, I go back in with my bronzer. Make sure you don't neglect the hairline. And I bronze around the face. Alright, so now I want to take my beauty sponge and just, so I don't really have that line of demarcation so much, I do want to pat that in just a little bit. Alright, and so for me, I don't mind really so much a highlighted concealer, but I don't do the highlighted powders anymore because I started noticing that after hours and hours of wear, it still looked a little stark right here where you can just definitely tell the demarcation. And so, and plus, because I have texture right here on this eye, it would just emphasize it. The light powders or the translucent powders would emphasize my texture. So what I've been doing is in my Shop My Stash this month, I have both of my Laura Mercier powders. This is in translucent and this one is in translucent medium deep, and I mix them together. So everything blends in a little bit better, and I'm not having such a highlighted look underneath the eyes. I have very mature eyes. Where's my other thing? My eyes are very mature, and certain things that I used to do, I don't really do anymore as far as my makeup goes. I don't see my other sponge. You guys know I told you I didn't like this one so much, but we'll just use it because I don't see my other one. So what I do is dip into my translucent first. Make sure I get it on here. And then I tap it off. Tap it off on my hand. And then I take a little bit of my translucent medium deep, tap it off, and then again tap it on the back of my hand, and then we go in. Then I go back in, and then sometimes I'll just continue to use what's on my hand. And if I feel I have more of one than the other, I'll just go back in. And you have to find out how you like your makeup to look for yourself. I know we watch all these tutorials, but we're watching these tutorials of women that are like 30 years old, 40 years old, depending on what your age is. And, you know, like if you're in your 40s, you know, what a 20-year-old does with her makeup may not be complimentary to you. I am in my 60s, so what a 30-year-old does, and even a 40-year-old does, is not always complimentary to how I like my makeup. And I had to learn that over some time. Now I'm going in with my translucent powder by itself. And I don't mind so much a translucent powder over the areas that I highlighted. I'm still working with the back of my hand though, so for my forehead though, I'm still kind of working with the powder on the back of my hand, but right here on my nose and my chin, I don't mind the translucent powder. And I keep wanting things to look blended. So we have our powder down underneath our eyes. What I'm going to do is pick back up my bronzer brush and just, you know, just go back in around my temple area because I did bring the powder out. Now for blush today, I honestly can use any blush. Right. Let's use our Sephora blush. I think I got this for like $5 or $7. This is the Trio Face Palette by Sephora. And this had been on sale for a while, so I went ahead and picked it up. This is what it looks like. 2 highlighters and a blush. So we're gonna go in and kind of put our blush on. I know all the girlies are starting to bring their blush up underneath their eye. I don't typically do that. Oh, you know what? If I were thinking, I would have used my Merit blush because it is kind of like it reminds me of the outer corner of my eyeshadow. I think it goes better with that. All right, now for our face, we're gonna go ahead and set our face, because I forgot. I should have done that before I put my bronzer and stuff on. So I'm just gonna go in with my Dior and just use a big fluffy brush. This is by Morphe. It's the E41 brush. Probably not even still available. And because I forgot to put this on earlier, this powder is really translucent. You don't even know you're putting it on. So that works out great. So you can still see everything's still on my face. For highlighter, I think that's where we stopped. I do want a beaming highlight. So let's go in with this Too Faced. This is in the shade Moon Crush. We're going to go ahead and go in with this. And I'm going to top it. I'm going to top it with the highlighter in this Black Radiance palette. So I do want just a little gold. I think it'll match the inner part of our eye look. So now let's go ahead and do our, well, let's finish the top part of our eyes before we jump down to the bottom. Just gonna blend out the, we're blending out the purple shades, just the top, so there's not such a line of demarcation. And what you do is you just graze that area. Just graze it to blend it out. Now, if you have something that really needs blending, you might have to go to work on it. And when blending, it's a constant add and blend, add and blend. Like right here, I feel like I need to add some more. But it's just a constant battle. That's why people always, I always kind of do a little, and then I, will hop off when I do other parts. And then, like, if I have to go to work on it, I'll do it then. But I don't want to spend so much time with you guys in the video just blending. I'm not adding any more shadow. Make sure that the center is blended out with the purple, because you want to just have that transition and not be able to see where something starts and stops. We want it to blend into, the shadows to blend into each other. And see, I like this already, because remember I was saying that's exactly how this eye was looking. Like, you could tell where the shadows started and stopped. So now that looks so much better. Okay. So now we're going to take the palette and start on our under eye. And y'all know what I normally do. Is, okay, so I'm going to take that same shade, 'Tis the Season. Right here, we're going to go ahead and tap into this just a little bit. And because I have creases and everything underneath my eye, I'm going to try to keep this shade as high as possible so it's not settling into these lines. I don't really think I have really wrinkles so much as, just lines, and then of course the under eye puff. But yes, we're just going to try to keep it up as high as possible. And a lot of times when I wear these types of shadows, these dark ones underneath my eye, sometimes I don't feel like I need to go in with an eyeliner. Today, we'll see, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. Okay, so this is our under eye. And in that inner corner, I am going to go in with, it's telling me to go in with the shade that we went in the middle, which is Candlelight. We also have a shade that's similar, which is called Celebrate, which is this shade right here. And I'm thinking that might be a better pop for inner corner than this one. So let's try it on one eye to see if we like it. Or let me swatch it. Definitely looks like it's going to be more of a, and I'm gonna swatch Candlelight. Candlelight's underneath. Let's use Celebrate. Since we have that purple, we can just lighten up the inner part of the eye. And I am the type of person that's very demure with my eyeshadows. I do not go in heavily. I can use a palette several times and you would hardly know that I used it. So it's nice to go in with less because you can always add more if needed. But it is definitely hard to blend it away. Now I don't like what I just did right there, so I'm going to cover that up. I just like it underneath. And make sure you're blending that highlight into the first shade you laid down. But yeah, I don't like that, so I'm going to cover that, or try to cover that right back up. It sure doesn't want to be covered up. It definitely does not want to be covered up though. Okay, under eye, everything. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I know it looks like I've done a lot, but my battery died. I tried to use the same battery that I filmed with yesterday for today without recharging, and it said no ma'am. So I have not really done a lot. I just did my brows. I put the lashes on and mascara. That's all I did. So we're gonna go ahead and continue. I don't know how long this battery is going to last. I just did a little quick charge of it. I'm gonna take my palette and go in and highlight. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Ribbon. It's this shade right here, and highlight underneath my brow. Let's see if that's gonna be too much. I almost dropped the palette, guys. This is so pretty because it Ribbon kind of has a really light lilac, and it goes perfectly with what's going on with the eyes. And we're gonna go in and do the other brow. Okay, and I do want to go in just a little bit You guys, I have the lashes on where you don't have to add any glue. They're just these little lash clusters. That fast, I don't know where they are, but I've shown them to you guys before. They are the best thing for my lashes, and me putting on lashes, it's just the best. It works out so good for me. I'm going to take this palette again, the Black Radiance palette, and I'm just going to contour my nose just ever so slightly, just to have a little dimension. I'm going to use this Pat McGrath brush. I guess, I don't know if this is going to be too dark. I'm going to go in with this contour shade, and I'm just going to touch down. Nothing too heavy. I'm even going to touch down on my hand, just because I don't want it to be too... Yeah, see? That's just too... How about if I go in with this shade Hot Chocolate from the palette? It's not as rich. It kind of looks like a cool tone brown. I'm just going to go in with this shade. Let's see if this fixes it a little bit. I'm definitely going to have to fix this. And I'm going to take a little powder and just sculpt out my cheeks. And we're going to spray our face, put our lipstick on, and we are done. I guess we'll mix powders again. And this, you guys, is what I do just to clean up my bronzer. If you have contour on, you can do this method to clean up your contour. Like if you go a little too low or you don't like how it's looking, you can just put a little powder on to kind of clean up that line and sharpen it. So this is what I do, not all the time, you guys. I don't have a method that I do constantly every single time, but you know, when I really want to get glam or something, I will do this if I remember. And then I don't leave it too long. I just really go back in and sweep it away. And guess what I found, you guys? I found one of the setting sprays that I pulled for my Shop My Stash this month. I found my LYS one. I'm missing one more, but I can't remember what it is, so I'll have to go and look at the video. So we're going to spray our face, but first we are going to put our lipstick on. I'm feeling so good today, you guys. So I'm going to get a lip liner out of here. This is my makeup bag. Okay, I'm going to get this ColourPop one in the shade Dukes. It's kind of a burgundy one. And we'll put this on. And I did not put any eyeliner on, you guys. Like I said, I think the eyeshadow is enough for my under eyes. God is good, y'all. God is good. I was just sitting here reflecting. I kind of like filming in here because I have so much more space. Okay, here's my lipstick. It's some lipstick by Milani, and I do apologize. Yep, here's some earrings. I do apologize that this lipstick is no longer available, but I thought it would be such a nice compliment to the eye look. Still good. Little metallic action. This is the lippy. I'm gonna spray the face and we are done. Okay, we're gonna go in with this LYS setting spray. And I'm gonna blend this in. The LYS is more of I think it kind of reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury in the fact that it's kind of matte. So I do want my makeup to last all day, but I also have a matte foundation on, so I don't want it to look super matte. So I'm also gonna go in with this MAC Cosmetics. This is the Fix Plus Stay Over. I love this. I think this is my second purchase of this. Now this is the one that when I spray it on my face, I can actually see it. Like the LYS is good, but I can't see it when I spray it on. And I like to see it. All right, my friends, this is the look. Oh, hold on. Let me put my earrings on. Okay, you guys, this is the final look for today's video. This is my Christmas sleigh, my holiday glam look. So I hope you did enjoy this video that I was able to bring to you today. So you guys, with that said, I would like to take this opportunity to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous, happy, and blessed New Year. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, my friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.